When my biological parents came to look for me, I had just closed a big deal and took time off to spend some time in the mountains. When they saw me, in my whitened work clothes, holding a hoach and with mud on my feet, their eyes immediately filled with tears.
Child, stop talking. Come back with Mom and Dad. We'll take good care of you. This little wood cabin may seem simple, but it's actually winter and cool in summer, and Skeel wind...
Come home with us. We won't let you suffer anymore.
I'm not living in hardship at all. These mountains all belong to me. I'm just here to experience life. This thatched cottage is priceless.
A home can't be measured by money.
I seem unable to explain things to them properly. It cost me over $1 million to build this little wooden house back then, but they wouldn't believe me. They insisted that my little wooden hut was far too small to accommodate anyone. They wanted to take me back to the Kalin family right away.
Your brother, sister, and little sister are all waiting for you to come home.
Are you sure they really welcome me? To them, even though I'm related to them by blood? I'm still a stranger they've never met. That little sister has shared 20 years of her life with you. How can you be sure you won't be biased when I come away?
They were stunned by my words and looked embarrassed. But in just a moment, my mother seemed to have made up her mind, with a gentle yet resolutive expression.
I'll be biased in your favor. If anyone refuses to accept you, I'll have them kicked out of the Kalin family.
If they dare to bully you, I'll send them to South America to get their act together.
They do have a sense of family, but it doesn't seem very strong. I couldn't argue with them, so I went back to the Kalin's house with them. As soon as I entered, I saw the 3 siblings of the Kalin house. The 3 of them stood in a row, each with their own distinct temperament and expression. Karen's eldest sister, Evelyn, couldn't read her emotions. Ethan, the second son of the family, clearly showed his disdain. A Kalin foster daughter, a fierce look flashed across Sophia's face.
Sis, I've already packed my things. You can stay in my room tonight. I'll go stay elsewhere.
I smiled slightly. If it weren't for the fleeting glint in her eyes, I would have been completely fooled by her outstanding acting skills.
Sophia, there are so many rooms in the house. Just ask housekeeper Emma to prepare another room for her. Didn't we agree on this earlier? Even if she come back, you don't have to move out.
I'd feel uncomfortable if my sister saw me like this. I'd rather move out.
No, it's not safe for a girl to live outside. Mom and Dad won't agree either. Mom, Dad, what do you think?
The new sister should be able to understand, right?
I gave Ethan a faint smile. He turned his head away in disgust.
Eileen, you decide.
Dad looks at me and nods at me.
Since my sister is so sensible, let's do as she says and go live elsewhere.
As soon as I finished speaking, Sophia's expression stiffened slightly. Ethan had a pale, angry face as he glared at me. Ethan was about to speak, but Sophia stopped him. Sophia forced a fake smile at her parents.
Mom and Dad, just listen to my sister. I can do it.
What a masterfully acted high-level white on her character. Combat her humble and reasonable demeanor, while stendish and tattoo, along with that hacking smile, make us seem like a villainins. Mom and Ba looked serious, and it cleared they were a little hesitant.
Sophia, be careful when you go out. Have your older sister take you there.
Mom, no need. I'll have my friend pick me up. My sister just got back, and you two have a lot to talk about.
Nods silently, tears in her eyes.
Ethan grabs Sophia and tries to take her away. Sophia seemed half reluctant and clearly embarrassed, but there was also a blatant sense of satisfaction in her eyes as she looked at me. Before Ethan could even step out of the house, his parents' voices rang out at the same time.
Once you take one step outside, you must not come back.
If you dare to go, report to the South American branch tomorrow.
The 2 people outside hesitated for a moment. Ethan turned around, staring at his parents in disbelief. Sophia's expression was terrifyingly ugly.
Sophia, call us when you get there to let us know you're safe. We'll eat together later.
My mom's meaning was clear. She wanted her to leave on her own. Sophia's cure flickered as she forced out a bitter smile and nodded in agreement. Vicious glare. I smiled, although I disdained competing with her for the title of Karen's daughter. But she's so insincere, acting all delicate innocent with me. Well, I guess I have to play along with her then, right? After Sophia left, my parents took me around the house, showing me everything in detail. Each of the various intelligent machines explained to me how to use them.
Mom, Dad, I know how to use these things.
Well, we just want to spend more time talking with you.
Country bumpers.
In an instant, the rarely harmonious atmosphere was ruined. I silently lowered my head, white grew to be a grayish. Then, Dad kicked Ethan out. I secretly gave him the middle thing, happily. He was so angry that his face contorted outside the door. He stormed off, cursing along the way. Next to her, Evelyn, who had remained silent till then, suddenly let out a soft laugh.
Welcome home.
I froze for half a second, then smiled slightly.
This girl seems like she'd be a decent person to be around.
That evening, to welcome me home, my parents had Evelyn reserve a table at Golden Leaf Restaurant. Golden Leaf Restaurant is a top-notch restaurant that recently opened in Los Angeles. It's frequented by famous celebrities and wealthy businessmen. What eaten there isn't food, but status.
I looked at the magnificent gleaming golden doors and sighed. How cheesy. This door really needs to be replaced.
Control your gaze. Don't act like some naive person who brings shame to the Kalin family with your vulgar behavior.
Ethan, if you don't want to eat, then go back.
Ethan immediately fell silent, holding back his anger.
Thank you, sister.
Evelyn gave me a brief glance and nodded.
Sis, second brother just speaks his mind without any ill intent. Please don't blame him.
No ill intent?
Sophia lowers her head and bites her lip, remaining silent.
Alright, let's get Eileen a card here too, so she can bring her friends here in the future.
Dad, no need. I don't want one.
That's right, Dad. She's from the countryside. She wouldn't know how to use this card anyway. She doesn't need it.
Isn't that the case?
There was obvious in Ethan's smile. He just wants to see me embarrassed and make me look foolish.
Second brother, don't say that. I can teach my sister.
I smiled, but before I could speak, voices of surprise and alarm came from afar.
Miss Lynn, you've arrived. Please come this way.
I raised my eyebrows at Ethan and Sophia, who had complicated expressions on their faces.
I don't need a card. Facial recognition is enough.
Our following the manager to our private room, my parents looked hesitant as if they want to say something but couldn't.
I'm friends with the owner of this shop. We've worked together before, so everyone here knows me.
My parents snuggled, seemingly relieved, but still looked a little worried.
All Alex knows how to do is eat, drink, and have fun. The friends he keeps are all low-quality people. You're friends with him? You've even worked together? What could you possibly have in common with him, a country girl?
His meaning was clear. You insulting me without explicit prompt could possibly have anything to do with the wealthy Alex. I smiled as I fiddled with the cup in my hands. What kind of cooperation? I really can't tell, Ethan. After all, it involves billions in business.
Second brother, as far as I know, Eliza and Alex are friends too. Eliza also considered unworthy by you?
Ethan froze for a moment, then glanced at Eliza quickly, clearly upset.
How can you even compare yourself to Eliza?
Ethan, Eileen is your sister. If I ever hear you speak badly about her again, I'll withdraw my investment from your company.
Sis, why do you always take her side?
Because she's our sister. And stop talking about others behind their backs. Don't offend people without even realizing it.
Ethan lowered his head sheepily, clearly annoyed. I glanced at Evelyn with great interest. My sister truly deserves to be the president of the Caring Gloper at such a young age. She's cautious in her words and actions, and has a keen ability to analyze situations. I guess she already knows that Alex is a wolf in sheep's garb, which why is she warning Ethan like this?
My second brother is also afraid that my sister will be deceived.
I smiled, noticing the jealousy in Sophia's eyes towards me, but she did a good job of hiding her feelings. She remained kind-faced and avoided the topic from earlier.
Where does sister work now? What does she do?
She really knows how to bring up topics that make me feel awkward. I come from the mountains in the country, Slee. What a cob could I possibly have? After all, I've never worked a 9-to-5 job, so it can be considered that I have no job.
I don't have a job. I've never worked in my life. I'm sorry, sister. I forgot about what happened before.
Her acting was so convincing that I couldn't help but smile. She's truly an excellent actress. Investing in her probably won't result in any losses.
It's okay if you don't work. Mom and Dad can support you. Here, take the flowers. If it isn't enough, ask your older sister for more.
Mom, I have money of my own, and it's enough to last till my next life.
Obviously, my parents didn't believe me again. I looked at my older sister for help.
Use this one.
It's not that I don't want to use it, but I already have one myself, and it's a black gold card. I pushed Evelyn's card back again.
Pretending to be someone you're not.
Take it, sister. You have no job and no money. Everything here costs money.
I ignored their subtle insults.
Mom, Dad, I'll pay for this meal. Thank you for giving me life.
Why be polite with us? Let your older sister pay. Let her do it.
My older sister really understands me.
Mom, Dad, if my sister really wants to do this, then let her.
Miss Lynn, you're a special guest. There's no charge for your purchases here.
It's okay. Just charge it. I'll explain everything to the general manager.
In my mind, how else can I get rid of the image of be poor if I don't use a card? Ethan and Sophia, who've been looking forward to the show, both froze in play.
Okay, Miss Lynn. The total amount for this purchase is $23423.
Bank card expenditure, $23,423. Remaining balance, $65 million.
The phone's volume was a bit high, and the echoes of the voice lingered in the room for a moment. Sophia and Ethan turned red with embarrassment, lowering their heads in shame. Their parents were utterly shocked, their mouths off in surprise. Only the eldest sister remained perfectly calm.
Mom, Dad, this money should be enough to get me by for a while. Even if it runs out, I still have several other cards. Please don't worry about me. As for my second brother and sister, if you ever need to make any investments, you can always come to me. I might not have much else, but I certainly have plenty of cash.
Ethan glared at me in sheer annoyance, while Sophia bit his lip, unwillingly lowering her head in silence. The Karens are quite prominent in Los Angeles. My wealth is a mere trifle to them. Yet, it is suspicious that someone from the countryside like me should possess such a fortune.
Aline, didn't the Lynn family go bankrupt? I heard you've had a hard time over the years. It heard you managed to save much money.
The Lynn family used to be wealthy newcomers to society. But Dad Lynn wanted not only money but also status. So he started a company and tried hard to make his way into the upper class, aiming to climb the social ladder. In the end, he lost everything: his home, his fortune, leaving behind a mountain of debt and 2 children. I've scavenged through trash, sold CDs on the street, scrubbed dishes for others, and pounded the pavement in sales. Having money now is nothing more than the result of years of grueling labor and high-stakes gambles. Fortunately, I had a knack for investing, and I won the bet. I remained silent, trying to figure out how to explain it simply, in a way that wouldn't break my parents' hearts while still making perfect sense. Ethan, on the other hand, looked like a defeated rooster that had suddenly found a chance to strike back.
She's friends with that Alec X guy, isn't she? It's pretty obvious where her money comes from. Probably from some filthy, shady sources.
But now, no one dares to utter a word. He's the only one left with the audacity to be so blunt.
Ethan! Secretary Tom, withdraw all investment from Ethan's company immediately.
Sis, you can't do that. Without those funds, the company will completely run out of cash.
Start preparing the legal contracts tonight. I've told you before, Eileen is your sister. Come back and talk to me about investment only when you've learned the meaning of respect.
I really didn't expect elder sister to be so biased in my favor. I felt a bit jealous.
Mom, Dad, second brother is just not used to sister's sudden appearance. It wasn't intentional. He realizes his mistake. Please, don't let Evelyn withdraw her investment.
That's exactly what needs to be done.
Sophia, you're closest to second brother. We understand that he's protecting you. We also understand that you can't accept Eileen yet. But don't go too far. Once Eileen returns, you must accept her whether you like it or not. In a few days, I'll host a dinner party to announce that Eileen is my daughter. We're all one family. I don't want to see any more conflicts between you.
Sophia's face remained expressionless as she nodded in agreement, but behind her back, she glared at me resentfully. I thought the matter was settled, but then Mother turned to me, looking worried.
Eileen, about that money.
I knew she was concerned for me. With a helpless smile, I lied.
Although the Lynn family went bankrupt then, they still had some assets left. Where you went to look for me, and several nearby mountains, all belonged to Lynn family.
Hearing this, the concern on my parents' faces disappeared.
That's good, that's good.
Mom and Dad don't want to see any strain between me and Sophia. They hope that both of their daughters can get along peacefully.
I really don't care. Although Sophia and I were mistakenly exchanged at birth, I hold no grudges.
After all, the Lynn family treated me very well too. I lost my parents once, but I was given another chance to have them again. This time, I just want them to be happy. So when they asked me to go to the Sochamly daughter along with Sophia, we didn't refuse. In front of the villa in Beverly Hills, Sophia raised her chin and instructed me in a haughty manner.
When we get inside, watch your behavior and eye contact. Don't act like an uncivilized, ignorant person who will bring shame to your parents. They're all daughters from wealthy families. You won't understand the topics we talk about. Just do whatever they say.
She wasn't pretending anymore. Now she showed the arrogance and superiority typical of someone who's been spoiled all her life.
Don't worry, little sister. I have money. I can just spend it on them.
She sneered in disdain.
All that money of yours is nothing more than a few months' worth of pocket money to them. At most, you're just some country bumper who dares to say he can outspend the daughters of wealthy families.
Seeing Sophia, that of Hette's contemptuous expression, I sighed and decided not to argue her anymore. After all, she only sees me as some country bumpper rich kid right now. The so-called tea parties are nothing more than gatherings where wealthy women show off to each other, compare their possessions, and share gossip. As Sophia and I entered, the surroundings suddenly became quiet, with everyone's gaze fixed on us. I looked on indifferently. The view was pleasing enough with so many beauties, but their words were far from kind.
So this is the so-called real Karen family from the countryside. She has no class at all. I doubt she's very educated at either.
Vivian also asked in Italian.
The countryside can only raise someone with such a foul stench. Sophia, the Karen family didn't make things hard for you, did they?
Sophia shook her head and sneered in Italian.
She thinks she can throw money around just because she has a little. So stupid. Look at her acting like a fool. She doesn't understand Italian. She doesn't even know we're insulting her and is still smiling.
I smiled without a word, sitting to the side and eating dessert as if nothing were happening. Back then, to close business deals, I taught myself Italian and even earned a professional translator's. I listened as they excitedly discussed in Italian how to play tricks on me. Lynn openly said she wanted to push me into the water and watch me get embarrassed. I took out my phone and sent a voice message to Lily's father.
Mr. Lee, your daughter said she wants to throw me into the water. I think your project needs more work before we can discuss financing.
Then I messaged Vivian's father.
Mr. Feng, your daughter wants to throw a cake at me. I think we'd better not sign the contract. I'm sure you don't need money.
As soon as I sent the messages, they came over and put their arms around me affectionately.
Let's take you around.
I pretended to be nervous and followed them, eventually ending up by the swimming pool.
Eileen, my necklace fell into the pool. Please go and help me find it. I snort in deride.
Sure.
Then I turned around and pushed Lillian into the water with a quick motion.
But it's better if you pick up your own necklace yourself.
With a splash, a large amount of water sprayed everywhere. Perhaps everything happened too suddenly, leaving everyone else frozen in place. Leanne lay folded around in the water, cursing loudly.
Eileen! You wretched woman! You pushed her down!
Sophia and Vivian were so angry that they trembled with rage.
Eileen! You're insane! I gave you a chance. How dare you push Lillian into the water?
They both seemed determined to tear my arms off. I haven't done any physical activity in a while. I really need to stretch my limbs. But before Vivian could get there, someone grabbed her and gestured at her to take the phone call with a distressed expression on their face. She glared at me while answering the phone. The expression changed from arrogant to guilty and fear. Lydian, who was also holding her phone, looked completely panicked. Her gaze toward me was full of caution. I started laughing. The two bosses quite fast. I have no idea what they said on the phone, but both had lost their earlier arrogance. He came up to me, no longer even angry, with a submissive expression and sincere words of apology. The celebrities present weren't surprised. Presumably, they had all been informed in advance. Only Sophia stared at me in surprise, completely followed.
I'm sorry, Eileen. We were just joking around. Please don't take it to heart.
It's all our fault. I apologize for what I said earlier. I'm sorry.
Vivian lowered her head, forcing a forced smile, her eyes filled with reluctance.
I'm sorry, Eileen. We were just joking around. Please don't take it to heart.
It's all our fault. I apologize for what I said earlier. I'm sorry.
Seeing Linian and Vivian bow their heads in defeat under pressure, I laughed.
Don't take it to heart, okay? Sorry? Fine. Then let's play together. Lee wants to play the push the game. You two, go ahead and try it. The two of them immediately looked up at me, terrified.
Are you two too scared to play? Or simply don't want to give me this pleasure?
The two of them froze. Lillian was the first to act. With a stern expression, she asked the others to throw her into the pool. Another thud was heard, and Vivian also jumped into the water voluntarily. I raised the corners of my lips and picked up my phone to call President Lee.
President Lee, the project is perfect as it is. No further improvements are needed.
As soon as I finished speaking, Lillian jogged up to me, saying excitedly,
President Lin, that's great. Now my card won't have to be suspended anymore.
What kind of title is President Lin? Clearly, Olivian doesn't seem very intelligent. On the way back, Sophia had a stern expression on her face, clearly unpleased.
How did you do that?
Of course, it's because my sister has money. I just used it to get what I wanted. Sophia's eyes sparkled with scheming, and she said disdainfully,
What's there to be proud of? That money belongs to the Lin family.
I just smiled and said nothing.
The night before the family reunion banquet, the day after the tea party, the Karen family hasn't officially announced that I'm their daughter, but the news has already spread online. It even occupied almost the entire list of trendy speeches. The real and fake daughters of the Kalin family. The fake daughter still occupies hundreds millions of Lin family's assets. The fake daughter is Drinva the real daughter house. There are even more absurd claims as well. For example, I was supported by someone else. I once drove relatives away from my adoptive parents' funeral. I went into business for money's sake. I skimmed through the content inside, and I couldn't stop laughing. Sophia has no imagination at all. To think I only have a few $100 million. How insulting.
Sis! How can you even laugh? Do you still consider me your brother? You got bullied and didn't even tell me. Right, I'm not your brother anyway.
You'll always be my brother. I didn't tell you because you have exams coming up.
After a bit of joking, Lucas suddenly became serious.
Sis, Sophia called me and told me to claim that you stole the Lin family's wealth.
I meant another money to me as though I created our Folksbejam the 20.
I snored. I never expected Sophia to have already contacted Lucas.
Then come back and help me put on a good show. You can earn money for your school expenses.
But sis, I think my brother-in-law knows about this too. He's very angry and has already bought tickets to go back.
What's there to get so angry over such a trivial matter?
I met Alex when I was 18. At that time, I was being chased by debt cultivators demanding money, and Alex happened to saw me.
This is my boyfriend. He's rich. Go ask him for the money.
I had already planned to sneak away while those people weren't occupied with Alex. As a result, Alex simply took out a card and threw it to those people. Then, my boyfriend's identity has been used by him ever since.
Were carried out by Sophia and Vivian. There's more anquid, and the Lin family Sophie will cause problems. You don't need to worry. I've already made preparations. Wait for me to come back.
Only did I barely regain my senses and responded. Since he's already made the arrangements, I might as well just go with it. After all, there's nothing Alex can't handle. I mean, I don't know what the eldest sister will do. Sophia is probably stupid. The Cullen family is very popular these days, and many people want to get a piece of pie associated with them. The elder sisters ended, but was soon Huffis eventually to Feckley, but it hits his who only be most examined, who is your Cullen family. Some Gover, a hype and ready saw the gimme my seed. As soon as the results were released, my older sister knocked on my door. She held up her phone at me from outside the door, smiling apologetically.
Thank you. I already know. I'm sorry. I didn't expect Sophia to do such a thing.
I was slightly surprised that she found out so quickly. My eldest sister touched my head, a hint of coldness in her voice.
I hope you don't tell Mom and Dad about this for now. I'll explain everything to you at the banquet tomorrow.
Before leaving, she hugged me, her voice trembling slightly.
You've been through so much these past years. It must have been exhausting to get here. From now on, with Mom, Dad, and your sister by your side, you can be a little spoiled now and then.
Perhaps it's easier to feel emotional in the middle of the night. After years of suffering, having my family understand and care for me, I felt a little more vulnerable. The heart seems a little closer too. My sister is both cool and gentle. Who wouldn't love her? On the day of the banquet, my parents were busy taking care of everything related to the event. Plus, with my older sister's instructions, they had no idea about what was happening online. Ethan, on the other hand, always smiled broadly and looked at me with a smug expression. I wonder if he'll still be able to laugh when I slap him later. Meanwhile, Sophia acted as if nothing had happened. She even pretended to be my close sister, though the pride in her eyes was impossible to hide. I naturally didn't expose her, playing along with her act. I stood on the second floor, leaning against the railing, listening to the people below talking.
The Callan family is still a prominent noble family. They brought their own back, yet she still claims ownership of Lin family's wealth. It's like they think the Lindla family has no one to stand up for them.
That's exactly what I mean. No matter how noble a family might be, money ultimately determines everything.
These are just rumors online. It's not unreasonable for Eileen to have so much money at such a young age. What's unreasonable about that? She's simply talented and hardworking. My father also became successful at that age.
With those words, Lillian left everyone around her speechless. Facing the unpleasant expressions and annoyed looks from those around her, Lillian blinked innocently. I laughed while watching it above. I silently noted in my mind the names of those who spoke ill of the Callan family and those who wanted to take advantage of the situation.
What are you doing here, staring blankly?
I'm memorizing the list of people who will be punished when the weather gets cold.
The banquet has started. Come on, let's go and join them in singing.
The banquet began. My parents led me downstairs, with the Callan siblings following behind us. Everyone fell silent instantly. Facing all those complicated looks, my dad exuded dominance, while my mom, gentle yet resilient, led me onto the stage.
The character goes by Sing Lin.
Sure enough, as soon as my father announced that I was the real daughter of the Callan family, a mocking voice came from the crowd. The real daughter of the Callan family goes by the surname Lin.
We heard every word of this from the stage. Dad clenched his fists in anger. When everyone mentioned the Callan family, Ethan realized something was wrong and frowned. Fida by se third zayer shembian, frown, vlent shoni nisus druster, halklidian, what curled my lips coldly. Sophia, who was by her older sister, sighed, her face showing a hint of distress. How pitiable. I curled my lips coldly.
The people attending the banquet became more and more enthusiastic. They spoke. The older sister walked forward gracefully, her gaze sweeping over the people there. With a smile, she said, "Thank you all for caring about my family's affairs. There are rumors online that my sister Eileen's money belongs to Lin family. Is there any evidence for that?"
How could there not be? Those mountains owned by the Lin family are even registered in the name of the Lin family's younger brother.
But as soon as he finished speaking, Lucas stepped in dressed in a suit and looking very authoritative.
It's indeed registered in my name, but... My sister, do you have any objections?
What a perfect timing.
The person who had just been attacking me suddenly looked dark and angry.
When Lucas took out the deed of gift, his face grew even angrier. Sophia's frown on stage became even deeper. The pretended sadness from earlier was gone, replaced by wide, round eyes filled with disbelief. I whispered in her ear, "What, it's too different from what you arranged?" Hearing this, she stared at me in astonishment. I smiled at her and tucked her loose hair behind her ear. "The best is yet to come. Watched carefully."
The crowd fell silent for a moment, but then someone else started talking up again.
That money isn't from the Lin family. Where did it come from? Maybe it's money from prostitution?
The last person who said that already had all his investment taken away, my eldest sister. This time, the eldest sister remained silent with a dark expression on her face. He was caught off guard and received a punch.
Keep your mouth clean! My sister earns money in a much more honest way than you do.
He stumbled back a few steps after being hit. Just as he was about to react, a voice from outside the door silenced him.
My brother-in-law doesn't need anyone else to teach him a thing or two.
Although everyone present was puzzled, they dared only exchange glances with each other. The person who'd been staring at just moments suddenly became quiet.
It's not good to just start hitting people without reason.
Yes. In the future, it's better than slander and false accusation to the police.
His face darkened for a moment, and he turned away, too angry to speak. As soon as he turned around, he received a phone call. His face turned pale, and he immediately looked up at the elder sister. Many people in the banquet hall received phone calls one after another. They exchanged panicked looks with each other. Then, they hurriedly left in a flurry.
Today is the day when my sister officially returns to the Kalin family. Some people have brought generous gifts as a token of their greeting. I'd like to thank them here.
A few people stumbled slightly and hurried away even faster. Seeing that the few people who might cause trouble had Likar, Sophia looked at Trondra anxiously. She really gave out. She still thinks that Nasablin Jamitining will come in under Barawa.
They won't come. You know everything. Not only do I know, but my sister knows too. Sister, I was wrong. Please plead with my sister for me. Please.
Sophia, you must accept the consequences of your own actions.
Sophia seemed to lose all her strength suddenly, collapsing against Ethan, who was standing nearby to support her. What mischief are you up to now?
I snored and ignored Ethan. Getting angry at idiots only ruins your mood. After the troublemakers left, Dad patted his oldest daughter's shoulder satisfully and said loudly,
"Now that those who've nothing to do with have gone, the party go on as planned. Everyone enjoy your food and drinks."
At moment, Alex came over with a smile, holded at Haldon's hand drinks. He said casually,
Dad, Mom, I hope I didn't scare you just now.
Mom paused for a moment, then smiled and said, "No, not at all." Dad looked Alex up and down, nodding in satisfaction. He gave Alex's shoulder a firm pat.
Not bad, young man.
I was completely confused. Just nodded and that was it? That old Golg of Alex probably figured out what my parents liked as soon as he arrived, and he had a great conversation with them. I could only stand by and watch as Lucas and Ethan stare at each other. Meanwhile, Sophia was called aside by her older sister. The two of them talked for a while, and Sophia looked very upset. I thought that all my sister would do was freeze her card and shut down her company or something like that. I didn't expect my older sister to tell our parents about this. After the party, after I drove Alex and Lucas home, I immediately noticed that the atmosphere in the house was somewhat tense.
Sophia sat on the sofa, constantly wiping away her tears. I looked at my older sister in confusion.
Our parents already know about what happened online.
My mother touched my face with heartache and said guiltfully,
I'm sorry, Eileen. It's our fault that we didn't protect you properly.
As she spoke, my mother helped but burst into tears.
All these years you've heard so much. If only I'd brought you back earlier.
My father also looked at me with regretful eyes, Lele's in his eye. I was stunned for a moment before I realized what had happened. They must have seen my past. After Lynn's mother passed away, Lynn's father, who was burdened with debts, also died. Lynn's relatives, fearing that I wouldn't repay the money, caused a scene at the funeral. They surrounded my brother and me, demanding that I sell our only home to pay off their debts.
Eileen! Your father owed us so much money! Now that he's old, how are we supposed to settle this debt?
Lynn's cousin folded his arms and said,
I think there's no need further talk. Let's sell their house, divide them among everybody, and give her the rest.
I was wearing morning clothes and said,
"That house is the only place my brother and I have to live in. I won't sell it.
I'll pay my father's debts. If you keep causing problems, don't blame me for not paying you a single pence. I'm just a child."
I drove the relatives away from the funeral. To pay back the debts and support my younger brother, I worked several part-time jobs while still going to school. I was also constantly harassed by debt collectors. Later, in an attempt to make money through business deals, I ruined my health and ended up in the hospital. I was also almost killed by my rivals. Every detail has been thoroughly exposed by netists, although those netizens were my brother and Alex. There's a two-tier reversal happening online. Public opinion is on my side, and the reputation of those mountains given to Lucas has also been enhanced as a result. I didn't suffer any losses. In fact, I even saved on recruitment costs.
Mom, Dad, it's all in the past. See, I'm fine now.
Eileen, when you came back, we promised you we wouldn't let you suffer any harm.
This time, it was Sophia who was wrong. Sophia, apologize to your sister.
Apparently, Sophia had already been puzzled arrived. Just as she obedient stood up, apologized to me. I didn't want to put my parents in an awkward situation, so I nodded in agreement parenthetically.
But unexpectedly, Dad spoke again. Sophia, the South American branch is in need of staff right now. You and your second brother should go there and gain some experience. You can leave tomorrow.
I was stunned. At first, I thought they were just saying it casually. Not only was I stunned, but Sophia and Ethan were also stunned.
Why? Mom and Dad, you're so biased. Just because I'm not your biological daughter, you're sending me to South America to make room for her? You shouldn't even be here. Why didn't you die along with your Lin family parents back then?
My father, furious, stepped forward and slapped her.
Sophia, don't you realize what you've done wrong?
Wrong. Why do you insist it's my fault? It's clearly her own scheme to gain your sympathy. I haven't done anything!
Even at this point, she still tried to make excuses. I stepped forward and threw the documents and recording contraband that Alex had given me at her.
Take a look at these, and listen to this as well.
Her face turned pale instantly, and she clutched the document bag tightly, refusing to open it. However, the recording of bribing the Lin family to cause muffins kept playing over and over. At the end of the recording, her vicious voice could be heard. During the fighting, if anyone gets hurt or killed, the conversation will have to be doubled. The Lin family's relatives are all greedy for money and willing to risk their lives for it. If it weren't for Alex using some tricks to find them, I might be lying in the hospital right now. After the recording ended, Sophia collapsed to the ground in panic. She cried and threw herself at her mother's legs, hugging them tightly.
Ma, I was wrong. Please don't send me to South America. It's poor and chaotic there, with nothing at all. I'll die if I go there.
Her mother pulled her hands away, tears in her eyes, turning her head away from her. Sophia was lost in thought for a moment, then turned back to plead with Ethan. Ethan looked down at her. Sophia was lost in thought for a moment.
Sophia, it's actually not bad there. It's not like you say.
Beside, I'll with you. No, I refuse to go to that place with you. Second brother, please plead with Mom and Dad. You can go in my place, okay?
Hearing Sophia's words, Ethan froze for a moment, as if seeing her true nature for the first time. He stood there, speechless. Seeing that Ethan wouldn't spook up for her, she laughed maniacally. Then suddenly, she lunged at me viciously, gripping my arm tightly. Her nails dug into my flesh.
It's all your fault, Eileen. If it weren't for you, I'd still be the daughter of the Karen family.
My heart sank to the bottom. Before I could even react, My older sister stepped forward quickly, broke Sophia's grip, and threw her to the ground with a swift motion. Mom and Dad rushed over to ask about my injuries.
It's nothing.
Sophia. Even if Eileen comes back, I'll still treat you as my daughter. It's always been you who's been hostile towards her. You brought about this situation yourself.
Your own daughter has come back, and you still treat me like a daughter! All you try to push me away!
My mother wasn't expecting her to think like that. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away.
Eileen, it's up to you to decide whether she stays or not.
I touched my arm and stared at her coldly. Just now there was murder intent in Sophia's eyes as she looked at me. Previously, thinking that my parents still have feelings for her, I didn't press any further. Yet, over she pushed my limits. If she wants to regain her status as the Lumley princess, then I'll give it back to her.
Sophia, you don't need to go to South America anymore. You'd better leave the Callan family forever.
Sophia was momentarily stunned, her face showing fear.
Dad!
My father gave her a deep look, his eyes filled with the painful frustration of wanting to see her exceed but failing to. Yet, he turned his head away. My mom and older sister also chose to remain silent. Only Ethan opened his mouth reluctantly, as if wanting to say something. I glanced at him, and he froze for a moment, swallowing the words that were about to come out of his mouth. Sophia lay on the ground, her hair tousled. Seeing that no one would help her, she began to scream hysterically.
You can't do this to me! I've been in the Karen family for 20 years! 20 years! Just because of some outsider who's just returned, you want to drive me away?
That's it, Chancy. When shall you learn Tingli Srui? But Sophia, this is your own doing. From the day you bribed the Lin family tinses, you yinga expected just 结果.
I didn't! That's a lie!
The eldest sister ignored her and waved at the 2 security guards standing at the door.
Take Miss Sophia out. Starting today, she's no longer part of the Karen family.
The guards stepped forward and grabbed Sophia's arms, one on each side. Sophia struggled desperately, even losing one of her shoes in the process.
Let me go! Please let me go!
Just before leaving, Sophia stared at me fiercely, her eyes filled with hatred.
Eileen, don't too pleased with yourself. You'll regret it. You all will regret it!
The door closed, her voice was cut off from the outside, and the living room became quiet all at once. My dad was sitting on the sofa, resting his hands on his knees, with his head bowed and his shoulders trembling slightly. My older sister came over to me and said softly,
Don't take it to heart. It's better that she's gone. Otherwise, things could get even worse, and that wouldn't be good for anyone. I replied,
I know.
The silence in the living room lasted for a long time. Eventually, I spoke up again.
If Sophia really makes any difficulty, you can bump her. But don't run Hajinara Karen family's house. Nor yung Karen Zabi the Zuen Churchta.
My dad was taken aback, probably not expecting me to say that. My mom also raised her head, with tears still on her face.
She's your adopted daughter. 20 years of affection can't just be cut off like that, I understand. But my bottom line is, she must never appear in front of me again. What you do to her in private is something I won't ask about, won't interfere with.
The eldest sister nodded slightly, her eyes showing approval. My dad wiped away his tears.
Eileen, I'm sorry you had to go through this.
On the day Ethan left for South America, I ran into him at the door. He was dragging his suitcase, looking pale, with dark circles under his eyes.
Eileen.
When he saw me, his lips moved, as if he wanted to say something. He paused for a moment, then said,
I raised my eyebrows, urging him to continue.
He stared at the tips of my shoes, his voice subdued.
I was biased against you before. It was my fault. But do you really have to make Sophia leave? She's alone in Los Angeles with no one to turn to.
I said, if she had even half as much common sense as you, she wouldn't have ended up like this. It's her own choice, not my doing.
Ethan looked up, his eyes filled with reluctance. still wanting to plead for Sophia.
I interrupted him. If I were to lose today, would she let me go?
He stood there frozen, opened his mouth, but couldn't say anything. I patted his shoulder.
You already know the answer. Conditions in South America aren't good. Take care of yourself.
I'm sorry.
Ethan looked at me and suddenly said softly. I just nodded. He walked away, carrying his suitcase. When he reached the door, he turned back and glanced at me one last time. After Ethan left, the house became much quieter. The eldest sister leaves home early in the morning and returns late at night, busy with work at the company. Mom and Dad occasionally sigh, but no one mentions Sophia anymore. I thought that life in the future would be peaceful and smooth. A week later, Sri Ranchos in Hanshong, Sophia started to unlunge in trouble again. She didn't go to South America. Instead, she flew back during the layover. My older sister called me into her study. On the laptop screen were several newly released press releases, each with a more outrage headline than the last. The inside story of the Koran family's power struggle. Adopted Jordan forced to leave home with nothing. The rich and powerful show no mercy. Eileen sees hundreds of millions in Lin family assets. Why is her own brother silent?
Sophia really never gives up. I had people investigate. Those articles were published by a third-rate media outlet, with Sophia funding them all. She invested every last penny she had. I've already instructed those media outlets to withdraw their articles. Additionally, my legal team has prepared a letter to sue that studio. As for Sophia, let's leave her alone for now. She won't understand what pain is until she's pushed to the brink. You and I think alike.
3 days later, all those news articles were withdrawn. That studio was forced to pay damages after being sued by my sister's legal team. The boss cried on the phone, claimed that a woman named Sua approached them first, and that they were actually victims themselves. Half a month later, I received a phone call.
Is this Miss Lin? I'm the manager of New Moon Mall. A woman named Sophia claims to be your sister. She bought a lot of things from our mall but didn't pay for them. Could you please—
I have nothing to do with her. You should call the police.
Irene, you did this on purpose, didn't you? You made them reject my manuscript, left me penniless, and now the mall's holding me here. Are you satisfied now? Aline, you did this on purpose, didn't you? You made them reject my manuscript, left me penniless, and now the mall's holding me here. Are you satisfied now?
Sophia, if you don't pay for what you buy, go explain that to the police. Stop calling me.
Anne! You'll pay for this!
Later, my older sister told me that Sophia spent the night in the police station. In the end, it was my mother who sent her secretary to pay the bill and get her released. But she didn't let her go back to Karen's house. Instead, she booked a room for her in a hotel, gave her some money, and told her to leave Los Angeles. Sophia took the money and left. Time flies by quickly. Half a year later, Alex asked me to meet at a cafe downstairs from his company.
Eileen, I don't want to be your boyfriend anymore.
My heart clenched suddenly. It's hard to describe whether it's pain or a sense of emptiness. In that moment, there was a buzzing sound in my head, and I couldn't hear anything else. I put down the coffee cup in my hand, grabbed my bag, and stood up.
Fine. Then let's break up.
I turned around and walked away, without any hesitation. Wait and listen to me. I ignored him, left the cafe, and got into the car. My phone was vibrating non-stop. I glanced at the screen. It was him calling. I drove home, only to find that Alex was following me as well.
There's nothing between us anymore. Why are you following me?
Eileen, are you sick? Why did you run away before I could finish speaking?
Didn't you say you didn't want to be my boyfriend anymore? Then what's there to talk about?
I said I didn't want to be your boyfriend, not that I didn't want to be your husband.
I stood there, stunned, with a blank mind.
Meet me at Golden Leaf Restaurant at 8 tonight. If you don't show up, I'll just keep kneeling here.
With that, he opened the car door and drove away. Watching Alex drive away, I rolled my eyes and muttered to myself,
What does don't want to be a boyfriend even mean? If you're going to propose, just do it. Why say such scaring things? Who are you trying to scare?
At 8 p.m., I arrived at Golden Leaf Restaurant on time. I looked up and saw thousands of drones flying in a line in the sky, forming the words, Eileen, marry me. With a straight face, I took out my phone and called Alex. I refuse.
I'll depend on how you behave from now on.
With that, I hung up the phone. Then, I looked up at the words in the sky again, a smile appearing on my lips. For the next month, Alex came to my company every day to bring me food and stood at the door of my bedroom. In the end, my older sister couldn't take it anymore.
That's enough. If we keep waiting like this, it'll be two to leave.
It's okay. I'm not going anywhere anyway. I'll follow her wherever she goes.
Half a year later, I accepted Alex's proposal. At the wedding, my dad went up to speak. He held the microphone, but after just a few words, his voice choked up, and finally patted Alex on the shoulder.
My daughter, I'm entrusting her to you now.
At the wedding, my father stepped onto the stage to speak. Holding the microphone, he couldn't speak for long before breaking down in tears.
My daughter, I'm leaving her in your hands from now on.
In episode 39, on the day of the wedding, Ethan also flew back from South America. I could hardly recognize him when I saw him. He's changed a lot. His skin is darker now, and he no longer has that arrogant and super shush demeanor. He's much more mature and steady now. His gaze also became determined. Ethan stood in front of me, smiled, and revealed his white teeth.
Congratulations.
Suddenly, Lucas appeared behind him, saying sarcastically,
You're quite tanned. Better not go out tonight, or no one will be able to see you.
Ethan turned to glare at him.
Lucas, do you need a beating?
I wore a white wedding dress, arm in arm with Alex, as we exchanged rings in the presence of our friends and family. My mom cried uncontrollably. The older sister stood nearby, with a slight smile on her lips. That's right, Ethan and Lucas are fighting again. The two of them pushed and shoved each other over my bouquet. It wasn't until the photographer shouted that it was time for a family photo that the two of them stopped.
Everyone, look here! Family photo time!
My dad and mom sat in the middle, smiling from ear to ear. My dad did from drearily the middle, smiling from ear to ear. I leaned on Alex's shoulder, looking at the camera. 3 months after marriage, I went to a neighboring city to check out a piece of land. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a familiar figure. Sophia wore a dull gray coat, her hair casually tied up. She sat on the steps at entrance of the wholesale market, with several cardboard boxes in front of her, containing various small items. The woman running the stall next door was talking loudly enough for people to hear across the street.
Now, Mr. Doll, that girl, I heard she used to be the daughter of a wealthy family, but was lately driven out.
I stood there for a moment, then walked over. The moment Sophia looked up and saw it was me, she froze completely. Her face turned red. After a long while, she managed to say, "Did you come to make fun of me?" I bent down, picked up a phone case from the cardboard box, flipped it over, and didn't answer her question.
The cost of this phone case is no more than 5 yuan. You're selling it for 15 yuan. No wonder no one buys it. Put the phone case back. This location has too little foot traffic. If you want to make money, find another place.
Why are you telling me all this?
Sophia stood there stunned. After a while, she spoke again, her voice trembling.
Eileen, do you think I'm really, really pitiable?
Tears streamed down her face.
Eileen, I'm sorry!
She called out to me from behind. I stopped for a moment, but didn't turn around.